at the Baltimore War Memorial on Friday, April 28th at 8 p.m.
So let's get started. So Claire, tell us a little bit about the pieces that you'll be singing in this concert.
Okay, so I will be singing Judith Weir's song cycle, The Voice of Desire, which was written for mezzo-soprano Alice Coote, and it is not very old. It was written in the early 2000s. And all of the poetry comes from different cultures and different sources, but basically it's human relationships with birds. And oftentimes the birds are trying to communicate something to the humans that the humans just aren't getting. They realize that there's song happening and they think, how pretty, there's a bird singing to me. They must have such lovely lives. And usually the birds are trying to either say that life is harder than you think, or they're trying to communicate. For example, there's a piece about war where the birds are literally screaming at the people that you're going to spoil the entire world by fighting each other, and the humans are just completely oblivious. And meanwhile, the last song is all about a human who has a dove as a pet, and the dove couldn't survive in captivity, and the human is just completely perplexed by this, saying, you know, I made you sweet ribbons, and I fed you peas and your favorite foods, and you can survive just fine out in the trees, but you died, and I don't understand why. So I just think it's really a poignant piece, because I feel like we're so disconnected from not just nature, but from one another. We don't sit down and we don't listen to each other anymore. And we certainly don't sit outside and listen to birdsong and try to figure out what's actually being communicated. So I think it's a really important thing to think about right now.
Right now,
yeah, definitely. And it's something I personally connect with because I love being outside and I love birds in particular, and I'm just always curious what's going on, and I worry a lot about climate change and things like that, and I feel like so many people are just so not in tune with the world anymore. We're so caught up with screens and communicating via text, and it just doesn't leave room to go outside in the sunshine and feel the grass under your feet and things like that.
Do you guys think that there's a special way to communicate all of these things through classical music in particular? And how does it differ from maybe some of the other ways that we're able to talk about these issues in society, and what can be said in classical music that you maybe can't say in another way?
Well, so we just had this Dean Symposium with Peter Sellers, who came to Peabody, and he was talking about music as a democracy and as a community, and as something to really delve into issues that aren't necessarily being confronted, and to take time and to train yourselves to really listen. So again, it's coming back to this theme of, I feel like we need to slow down and listen to one another. And I don't think that there's a medium that's better for that than classical music, because it slows down the emotions and allows you to process them through the smallest valued notes. So you actually have to just take the time and let yourself process. Well, I also wanted to say the reason that we chose As Caged Birds is partially from the bird theme from the Weir cycle, but I feel like all of us feel sort of trapped within our own bodies and our own minds a lot of the time, and a lot of the pressures from society, so that's where that title came from.
I think so much of this concert is that we're trying to embody the idea that we are human, that everyone, however different or unique or what their struggles are human, and that they deserve respect and dignity and to be recognized for who they feel that they are, no matter what creed or identity or belief that is. It's exciting and it's humbling in a way, because we get to do this thing that is very relatable and intimate.
Yes.
and speak to all those people at one time.
Yeah. So we really hope that you'll join us on Friday, April 28th at 8 p.m. And thank you so much to Elle for moderating our discussion.
No problem.
And thank you so much for listening.
Oh my god, you're a falcon and you're singing a song cycle about birds.
That's my falcon sound because I'm bad at it.